question. Would I build my tactical carbine system or Bullpup system around a Desert Tech MDRX? That is a very interesting question. If you really want to know the real answer to that, you are in the right place. Watch the video from start to finish. We will give you lots of data. I guarantee data you have not heard before, because the curse of the desert made itself known with testing this gun. Yes, indeed, sirs. The curse of the desert made itself known. So stay tuned. He has opinions. I have opinions. We'll let you know. Okay? Now, we're going to talk about some other things besides the gun. We may get distracted. Our information may be technically incorrect. We just do the best we can. Relax. I don't really know what generation of Desert Tech MDRX this is. I could have searched it out, but to be honest, it's changed so much and morphed so frequently. I didn't want to waste my time. Yeah. TD, would you agree with that?
I think it's from 2022 or something. There's something about that. Keep in mind, they've done running changes.
Yeah.
Here and there. So it's literally down to, was this May of 23?
Right.
Or was it July of 24? Entirely different.
There's probably a thread somewhere that says serial number wise, these are all the changes. I know they used to do that for Kel-Tecs, which is very similar. They're always changing, generationally improving. And to be completely honest, fixing the crap they should have fixed to be, when they issued the gun in the first place. But we're going to say some stuff about the Desert Tech MDRX and its successor, actually the WLVRN, the Wolverine. It's a Wolverine. It's got to be the Wolverine.
I've looked up their manual. They don't tell you what it stands for. It's just an acronym.
He's not the Desert Tech expert, but I think that's the successor to this gun. It's definitely going to solve the weight issue to a large degree. This thing, if you have both of these chute deflectors, is that what they're called? Chute panels. We got this right one removed. It's 5.2 ounces. If my scale's right, it might be more than that. This gun with nothing on it. Are you ready? 8 pounds, 13 ounces, boys. Holy crap. Now, in the background, you see a TAR-21, a Tavor. This is our gun. This is why I have cast members, because they make themselves known. We'll bring it to the camera, discuss it briefly. I don't want to re-review that version of the Tavor, but it is a competitor. It is in our inventory. It has a lot of rounds through it. We do know it fairly well. Again, we're not experts on it, but I reviewed that way back in May of 2013, and you helped me. So, heavy. We'll get that out of the way. This thing is very, very heavy. With this optic and the magazine in it, I forgot to write the weight down, but it's insane. It's like 10 something.
Yeah. Like 10 pounds, 10 ounces.
For a 5.56. Yes. Slow down your tapping on the keyboard. We do know it's a multi-caliber. We will talk about that. Relax. But I'm a big guy on SAWC. Size and weight considerations. He is too. We love lightweight. Okay, we've been preaching about that the entire time in the Nut and Fancy project. So right out the gate, this generation of MDRX grossly violates SAWC principles in the caliber of 5.56 223.
I think you're out.
Now, the CEO Nick Young, he'll be the first to tell you, hey, in 5.56, since this is a multi-caliber rifle, this thing is about 1.5 pounds too heavy. So they knew about it. They've been working on it, and we're circling back to the Wolverine or Wolvern or what in the hell it is. It seems like it's correcting that. So we went to their webpage tonight, 7.4 pounds. That's way in the ballpark for a Bullpup. So they're working in the right direction. And I wanted to say too, we're congratulating Desert Tech just right out the gate, because to come out with a new weapon system, something that is completely original, congratulations. It's expensive. It's difficult. All types of engineering challenges have to be solutions, I should say, have to be found and applied to the gun. And what's your perception of the company? Do you feel like they're pretty open about this?
Before I saw that video where the CEO literally goes point
Nick
by
Young.
point and critiques his own gun, totally honestly, I wasn't super hot. I always kind of had that typical, like $2,000 rifle company.
Yeah.
That they are all kind of the
Elitist.
same,
Yeah.
you know, like kind of cocky. You know, if you don't love their product out the gate, they're like, obviously you don't know what the hell you're talking about, or you would adore what we offer.
That's a very raw video. Maybe I link it below, maybe
Yeah.
I don't, but it's from Desert Tech, the company, and I've never seen a video like that.
I wish there were 1,000. Every gun should have that.
It's very impressive because it's the CEO. It's uncut. There's no music on top of it. There's no douchebag tactical elitist shooting the
Off the
freaking
dome.
gun. They're not doing this is just a whole marketing shit.
Dude, he didn't
It's
have
just
to
very
reverse.
raw, and he's talking about point by point on the gun
I
of
don't even
things
think
they've
he has
overcome.
no cards. He's just looking
He
like
doesn't.
toe to tip going, yeah, here's an issue.
Guess who else doesn't have no
Something.
cards?
It's a pain.
We like raw. We like real. Even seeing the breath. This is not digitally re-edited in. Look. That's how cold it is.
We do
here
have
in
to pay
Wyoming.
a CGI company in Brazil to CGI out my mustache like they did for that Superman movie. Do you remember that?
No.
They
I don't want to get
they
sidetracked.
did
This is going to be
reshoots.
50 minutes. We got to
$8
get
million.
going. Okay, so we like that video, and it is very raw. We may mention it, but the Wolverine, it looks like it's solving a lot of the problems. We hope to get another one of those and test it, and we'll see how it goes. Along those lines, if you are a donor, a long-term donor to the Nut and Fancy Project, link is below, patreon.com/nutandfancy. I've been talking, his is /tactical doodle. We've been talking about this for 10 years now. Become a donor. It's the reason why I keep doing videos. I don't make any money with these gun reviews at all, and I spend a shit ton of money in ammunition. Probably in this gun alone, it wasn't insane, but I bet you we spent $400 or something like that, depending.
It's more than that.
Yeah, because
The
I
amount
shot
of
a lot of
brass I was picking
77s
up.
out of it, 77 grain match, and that stuff's super expensive. Anyways, if you're a long-term donor and you have another Desert Tech gun that you'd like to be reviewed in the Nut and Fancy Project, contact me through Patreon. I'll eventually get back to you. I'm slow in messaging because I'm fighting burnout, and I'm very busy with a lot of other things. For instance, for the last week, we've been 5 days in field. 5 days. Testing guns, not just this one. Okay, so big thanks to Loki
Now,
is his screen name.
move
He's a
it a little bit
TMP
more.
Patreon member.
Good
Thank you,
dude.
Loki. This is actually his gun. Appreciate it. So he's making this review possible. This is a hard gun for me to get. Without me going to Desert Tech, I'll leave it at that. And I don't want to go to Desert Tech.
Yeah.
I really hate loaning directly from the manufacturer because then when I step on their toes like I did with IWI and the X95, they're pissed.
Yeah.
Because they are used to the sellout gun tubers that they give free guns to, whatever, and then they are guaranteed a positive
And they know
review.
how to manipulate you.
Yeah.
Because they'll have your contact say, hey, man, you really put me in a bad spot. Hey, man, I told
Right.
my boss you were cool. And then you said our gun sucks
Yeah.
ass. Now I look like a jag.
He's right. He's right. So all that's true. So be a donor. It's the fuel that provides an independent review. Okay, on with the review. Let's go into POU, Tactical Doodle. This gun right here, some people are calling the ultimate truck gun. Does it break any new grounds in that philosophy of use quickly?
Well, it's the usual heavy bullpup. It's
Yeah.
ideal for mounted activity.
Yeah.
You ride piggyback on some dude driving a Segway, and there's like
here.
pictures of third world militaries. And
Segway.
no, see, you're supposed to always be okay. So you ride bitch on the back of a moped, and that's
Just-
why it's balanced to the rear.
So just go to the philosophy of use I threw down in 2013. Holy cow, that's a long time ago. 12 years ago. On this gun, it applies. It can be a good motorcycle gun with you're saying Segway, but a motorcycle gun for a dude in the back, but that's kind of a kooky POU. It's not
That's what you
realistic.
tell your wife so you can buy more guns.
I don't
No,
tell
honey.
my wife, your mother, anything.
You need to, okay,
I buy
other people
whatever
with
the hell I
worse
want.
marriages. No, Rebecca,
And
I
if
need
you're
it.
running your purchases through your wife, change.
It's the norm, dude.
Change.
It's the no. You can't fight it. It's wasted time.
Okay.
They'll tell you, happy
Anyways,
wife, happy
we're
life. It's
sidetracking
done.
again. Philosophy of use to me is, yeah, it could be a truck gun, vehicle gun, you betcha. Primary tactical carbine,
Overall.
in this case, bullpup. Yes, totally. How about without rule of law? That's basically the same philosophy of use. Sure. Here's the thing, though. In this version, this weight, it is too damn heavy. And I will say a lot of that applies to the Tavor. Even the X95, I criticize those guns for being very heavy. A lot of these Bullpups are. I forget the weight on the FS2000, but I remember it wasn't lightweight.
Yeah.
Star Og, your favorite.
Hate it.
It's not his favorite. I ruined that gun for him.
Still hate it.
It's cool looking. Very second cool
I don't
gun.
even find it cool anymore.
I would like to have a Steyr Og just for second cool. Come on, get real.
Luster hurts when you consider it's like 55 years old now. Came out in like 1975 or something.
Yeah,
like
but every time you rewatch Die Hard come Christmas season, you want one. Back to the philosophy of use. That is pretty much it. There you go. How about features? Have I mentioned that it's heavy? It's damn heavy. But that aside, I think the quality of materials is top notch, right?
Yeah, the polymer feels great. It's too slippery, but it is strong, which I like.
They had polymer cracking issues on prior generations. They fixed it. They were doing a lot of warranty work on previous generations of MDRXs. I will say this. I've heard it from a lot of different sources. Their customer service is not amazing. It's very slow. I don't know if they're undermanned or what's going on, if they've improved. Just throw that into the hopper. Back to features. So what? I forgot to check which flash hider this is.
Is that their Raiden or something? Isn't it their proprietary?
Anyways, you can spin that off if you want. And this is a multi-gun system. So you can use a chassis to convert this to other calibers in the MDRX family. This is a 5.56 version. You got 300 Blackout, 308 Winchester, 6.5 Creed.
That's cool.
That is cool. Here's the thing I will say, and we hit on the weight pretty hard, almost 9 pounds. Okay, let's get real. I do not recommend this right out the gate of getting a 5.56 version. Sorry, Loki. I think it makes a lot more sense getting a 308 or 6.5 Creed. I think 308 is a smarter choice because 6.5 Creed's more expensive to shoot. Don Fancy, you have been watching ammo prices. It's come down. I see that. I hear that guy talking all the time.
My dollar's worth half of what it was 5 years ago.
6.5 Creed is still damn expensive. Don't say otherwise.
Expensive.
I buy it at Gunny's all the time.
It's insane.
Go to Gunny's, the Great American Gun Store, Orem, Utah, by the way. No, they did not pay me to say that. So I think it's better to buy the 308 version. And then if you want to train with a 5.56, downsize it. Get this 5.56 conversion kit, which consists of...
It's like the barrel, the spacer, your chutes for both sides. And I think that's everything, right?
Yeah, so, and
bonus
I don't know the availability of these kits, but the price that we looked up tonight seemed reasonable. I think that would make much more sense. But since this gun is meant to go to a bigger caliber and to adjust to those different gas pressures of those different rounds, there's a lot of engineering that went in it. It's heavier than it needs to be. Does that make sense? I don't know if anyone else is saying that. I'm saying it. We're saying it right here. Back to features. Mid-profile barrel. I like it. I don't think it's chrome lined, is it? And by the way, their website could be a lot better. I think Desert Tech's website, as far as details, could take a page out of FN Firearms website. They're excellent. They'll say, hey, we use this steel. We did this coating. There's not that much information on it. And I don't know if it's because they're moving so quickly, generationally speaking, on this, which is probably a discontinued gun, by the way, the MDRX, right?
I believe it is.
And the Wolverine is probably taking its place.
The new one seems so much better. The 6.5 Creedmoor weighs 7.5 pounds.
Wow.
7.5.
That's in the ballpark.
Yeah.
So this variation, when we checked, has a 9-position gas adjustment system. You can see it right in here. Okay, there were some complaints that guys getting burnt right here when they heat it up. There's a notch out of there in the top pick rail. Okay, we didn't really see that at all. M-lock capability on the side.
We are shooting in the winter, though.
True statement.
Yeah.
I do like that this is not metal, this is polymer, and you can swap these HGs out all the time, and they have some really cool handguards.
Yeah.
Some with like integrated bipods.
Yeah.
Get ready to spend about $600 on that one. Okay. So.
Well, if you could afford a Segway to use the Bullpup, then really cost is no object.
Segway drive-by rifle?
Yeah.
I like that philosophy of use,
no
actually.
joke. It's like some Chinese police thing.
That's
riding
cool.
around, riding bitch. So I'd be like this.
No
holding
way.
my Bullpup over your shoulder.
I thought you were just messing around.
You drive, I'll shoot.
Flip.
It's so dumb. It is so dumb.
This handguard is super slickery. He mentioned it. It's horrible. needs an application of grip tape. I don't know why they ever came out with this. I know it's a generation change, but damn, son.
Yeah.
With all the laser stippling, hold this for a sec. So here's an FN reflex. It's in for testing. Watch for the review. I'll tell you right now, it's going to be highly, highly recommended. It's competition against the SIG P365, no joke. But that kind of stippling right there. See, look at the SIG. I'm sorry, FN. That's what you want to do. Why didn't they do that all on the handguard? Okay, yes, I know you can, and most do put VGs on it. I'm cool with that. This is a rifle, 16-inch barrel version, so it's not SBR territory. Gotcha. But damn, help your boys out. Just put, I bet you a lot of people, if you put that texturing on there, then we can put a VG on it. Enough said on that. I do like their handguard system. I will say that. I like the barrel interchangeability, that you can put different barrel lengths on it, different handguards. They have one, what's a Micron?
Yeah.
The Micron, if you do want to go down SBR territory, it's like this short, and it's a sweet forward hand grip on it. Well done, Desert Tech. I really love that.
Also, put pictures of it on your dang website.
Exactly.
They show the Micron
Their website
hand
needs
grip
work.
like all these different places. I had to look up an airsoft one to get an example of it.
Go to Palmetto's website. They have a ton of details. They're not perfect. For instance, they totally omit the weight of one of our competition or one of our competitive options I was going to show. I don't know if I brought it
right there.
No, I was thinking of the Jackal.
Oh, I've got it. Hold.
Oh, it's right there. We won't show it quite yet, but their website's much better. Back to features. So you have ambidextrous charging handles, non-reciprocating. They have changed this. They had problems in shipping in soft cases. Some of these charging handles actually getting hit so hard they were breaking off. So they changed certain aspects of the charging handle system. I want to say it was the charging pivots is what they changed to make it stronger. I found that the dual charging handles on this, putting it in the case, obnoxious.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. It makes a whole system fairly wide, fairly obnoxious. Maybe you need to remove one side. There you go. But as far as the location of the charging handles ergonomically, I like it. One of my favorite locations is HK style. I just like a charging handle way up here. I think it's wicked cool.
Well, because you can use your bigger muscle groups to yoink it.
And I think I reviewed like a AK system that had an adaptation
I wish
to do
we had
that.
never gotten rid of that. I miss it.
I think we still have it somewhere.
We do not.
Anyways, back to features. Let's see, polymer. So it's not a monolithic receiver. This part, of course, is metal. And then Nick Young talks about how engineering-wise, he kind of wished he wasn't using all these screws here. But these are industrial Loctited doodle into the gun, so they will not come loose. We had no problems with any loosening of screws, a la, going back in TNP history, Robinson Arms. How you doing? So yeah, I don't really have a problem with using fasteners that way. 45-degree safety, I don't like that. I'm a 90-degree safety guy. I know I shouldn't be that way. I've always hated 45-degree safeties. You guys love them. You love them a lot. You're stuck with a pistol grip. How do you like the pistol grip tactical doodle?
Didn't love it, didn't hate it. It's there.
I don't mind it. I thought it was fine. It's fine. Big old trigger guard, so it works with gloves. And the trigger in this is actually pretty darn good. I did not write the weight down. I should have.
I think it's 4.6 pounds. Off the top of my head from reading the manual, I'd say 4.6.
That sounds about right. Yeah. So the trigger on this, MDRX, for a Bullpup, safety off, works better. I would say it's maybe even a little bit better than the Timney trigger pack I have in that TAR 21. Ooh. So good job. Really good job. And I'm going back to the barrel. One thing I forgot to mention is the quality of the barrel. I think that'll probably be spoken to in the paper, don't you think? We'll discuss that then. What else? So good trigger, reset is standard. The magazine release. So you have two different ways to release the magazine in the MDRX. You owners already know this. One, you have a big button here. Earlier versions had a really high push force because you have a transfer linkage coming all the way back here. For trigger, you have a transfer linkage coming all back here. That's a lot of the engineering, as I understand it, that went into the MDRX, is making those linkages smooth and doing everything they can to remove friction. And I think they've done a pretty good job. Yeah. The release force on this button is pretty excellent. I didn't really like using this one back here too much. I thought it didn't it didn't stick out enough. Maybe I'm just used to the Tavor. We'll look at that again.
Bullpup guys are big on doing it the right,
they want everything back here.
I want to come back and then hit it with my trigger finger, pull it. So
the action release button, just like the Tavor, is located aft of the magazine well right here. I wish it would kind of protrude a little bit more. We'll look at the Tavor. There's a look in the magazine well at the same time. Incidentally, with that charging, not the deflection plate, what is the name of it? The chute panel off. When we tested it, we left it on. And this is going to the ambidextrous nature and advantage in a lot of people's minds of the MDRX system. It will actually shuck and eject the shells forward at about a 30 to 45 degree angle, and that is awesome. For picking up shells, it was really, really great. I should say casings, because they're just right there. The downside is this is a chunk of metal, about 6 ounces, and without it, it will eject 90 degrees to the right. We probably should have ran it that way because, well, we're on this side of the Bullpup, so it wouldn't be ejecting into our face.
I would never run the chute. Just out of weight, and I didn't like that it kept it drops everything forward. So you have a case hanging out in there.
You do. You're always shaking empty cases out. It reminds me of the RFB.
Yeah, and then
you always have empty cases,
which I didn't like.
Agree.
So no.
Why we didn't pull it off during testing, I don't know. But the inset video we're going to show you, it just was running it as a factory intended it. I'll tell you what, it feels lighter with it off.
Yeah.
It's amazing that 6 ounces just makes it feel so much more balanced.
Yeah.
Nice cheek piece here. I had no problem with that. This has to stay on there though, right? The offside chute panel has to remain on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because this is the one with the claw. It has this definitely totally simple and would never gum up with stuff like scissor extractors.
It's interesting you say that, and maybe we can take a look.
We can
with
take
our
it off.
super high production value. No, I don't want to do that. This video will be too long. But pull that back, and I'll just show them. High production value. Olight coming into business. There's a very complicated mechanism going in there. By the way, that's a really nice lug in there. Really nice lug. There's a lot of engineering going in there. It's nothing fancy. That's the shittiest showing of any gun internal I've ever seen. Whatever. It'll have to work. I like the cheek piece. I like this. The rubber butt pad is awesome. You have some spring cups here. One there, one there. You don't like it?
This bugs me.
I didn't mind this.
This is all empty plastic in here, and it's.
I'm talking about this.
I know. I still don't like it. It's too much.
Oh, trust me. I'll get to that empty area inside.
This is a 308 pad, so it's overkill here. But
okay, good point. Actually, that's a really good point. Shooter's notch right here. I showed you the mag well, and then the controls. We showed you that. Oh, big point. You can swap it, of course, to left-hand ejection.
Left-handers are the gluten-free of the gun world. I have like 5 left-handed friends. Every time we talk, going, yeah, but is it left-handed?
Hold on.
It doesn't work for my left-handedness. I'm like, I know, man.
That's well said, actually. I love this color, by the way. The FD is sick.
Yeah.
Available in various colors, I do believe, but nothing like PSA. PSA is leading the pack on that. By the way, this is a highly recommended scope that I put on there. LOKI TNP, he did not have this on. He had a red dot with a 3-power piggyback, which is popular, I guess. I don't generally like that setup. I like it. This is like a 1 to 10 power. There you go. It's a SIG MSR scope. It's awesome. And that's what I did my actually testing with, just 10 power. I say just, but usually I'm doing like 14 to 24. And the mount on that, I think, comes with it.
Yeah,
that's a SIG mount. So this is, I'll have a link below. That's a great scope. Highly recommended.
Tango MSR, about 350.
There's that.
I would say
sling cup right there on that side.
If you buy this exact combo for an MSR, try getting it on the other side. I didn't like, because actually, you're close to skinning your knuckles on these knobs.
Okay, speaking of which, I'm so glad you said that. I did notice an interference here, like when I'm charging against my scope, I thought it was obnoxious.
Yeah.
And it's on both sides, so either left side or right side. I thought because of my scope, where it was, and like you just mentioned, the bolts are here, it was an issue. So what he's saying is since our bolt's here, you're basically banging into that.
So either
really good point,
or get one, maybe if they have it on the right side.
Or use a different mount, like an Aero Precision that doesn't have bolts sticking out like this. There you go. Down and dirty features. What I didn't really tell you is like the different materials used on that, because I'd have to dig it out and either call the factory or just dig it out from the interweb, and I just didn't care that much. Sorry.
How about this? This, but made out of a magnesium.
What part is made out of magnesium?
As much as we possibly could. I don't know how much that you could really, because this is poly.
Structurally speaking,
here,
engineering speaking, I just don't know if it could put up with it.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know, but I'm all for materials advancements to make things just as strong, if not stronger, and lighter. I'm always for that. So we'll see with the Wolverine or the Wolvern if it's going to do that. How did it shoot? Okay, this is where the review becomes very interesting.
Woohoo.
Because you would think that this gun here, being a super expensive, I shouldn't say super, but it's listing at $22.50, Bullpup would be just raring to go, good to go out of the gate, wouldn't you think it?
You'd kind of assume past the $2,000 mark.
There's no other way for me to do this instead of just taking you to the shooting table when all this weird stuff happened with this MDRX, where the curse of the desert made itself known. One thing that happened is that I would be shooting. Again, we're talking good ammunition. I'm using Norma ammunition or Fiocchi Range Dynamics 55 grain, which I purchased with your donation dollars. Thank you very much. At Gunny's, the Great American Gun Store. Not given to me. I purchased it. I'm shooting brass ammo. We're not shooting steel case. Click. Nothing happens.
Look at that.
Open up the gun.
Are you kidding me?
What the hell? You have the cartridge clear in the back. Now, I'll say this also. One thing that we hate is with this shoot plate on, this is a very cryptic system because you can't see anything. It's all hidden. Now, can you take it off easily? Yeah, you can. And I probably should have done that. So shame on me.
Here's your
By the way, that's your
operating
magwell
table.
insert for this multi-caliber bullpup. See
Hello,
that?
doctor. One of your rounds has been misplaced within the infernal workings of this damned machine. Here is your operating table. You have 3 seconds to clear the jam. You are taking fire.
So this is another reason that I'm not a super bullpup fan, is because generally it is up in there. It kind of reminds me of an Ithaca 37 shotgun where all the mechanism is completely surrounded. Granted, you do have some access here. Okay, fast forward. I try to clear the jam and I eventually do it. But here's the weird thing. And I'm going to take you in field to watch some of this, and I hope the other videos showed up. When I was shooting it, it did this multiple times. It wouldn't fire. You see one shot, by the way, where like some weird gas was coming off. You have smoke coming out of the receiver. And then it would stomp, or it would just smash the rounds. These are high quality brass rounds. And it would like just basically push the bullet into the casing. There's still powder in these. This happened approximately 7 to 8 times on the bench. This isn't in the dirt with this. And then twice I had, get this, I'm not making this up, I had bullets go behind the bolt carrier group and end up in that hollow space in the freaking stock. I'm shaking it and I'm hearing it. I had to field strip the gun, which by the way is super easy. I love the field strip, it's fantastic. I field stripped the gun and I was able to get the round out easily. But can you imagine that happening in a war-fighting environment? Can you imagine? Try this. Dude, it would have been a nightmare. A nightmare. Why that happened? Well, I'm using a GI magazine, high quality ammunition. It's not dirty. There's no games being played here in TNP. It is what it is. It's a curse of the desert. Fast forward to when we're shooting it in field. I'm happy to report we didn't see any of those issues in field.
I don't like that.
Don't know why. And we shot at hundreds and hundreds of rounds in field, and it went fairly good. Don't you think, TD? I didn't remember any of those issues happening. But this is a field strip. Usually I don't do this, but this is so freaking easy. You can look inside of it. We cleaned it for you, Loki. You're welcome. So the round was actually back here. It was bouncing in that thing. And somehow it got past the bolt carrier group and came here. What the flip? There's a round that went behind the bolt. What the flip? I have never seen that. I am not liking this gun at all for many reasons. There's a round in there. It went behind the bolt on initial loading. Shave this off. Okay. I don't know why, or the mechanics, don't know. Yeah. So that was alarming. And I will say that when that happened, I was immediately turned off on the gun. I was like, holy crap. High-end, tactical elitist, bullpup, forget it. Here's the paper. Shooting a variety of loads. Now, Nick Young, the CEO, he does say, I wish these bullpups were more accurate. The Tavor, if we're going to be honest, that's about a 2, sometimes 4 MOA accuracy platform. That version I don't think is available anymore. It's been long gone. But so it's not a range queen by any means. I thought, that being said, that this MDRX, we'll just show you what it was, did pretty darn good. Probably the best bullpup I've shot to date. Look at the groups we got, dudes. That is fantastic out of a bullpup. Excuse me. I said good accuracy, smooth, I said. Oh, I need to talk about the gas system on this. Forward ejection, trigger okay. Mag release I wasn't liking so much. That one is okay. That's a really good group right here. This is Range Dynamics Fiocchi, which is a good round. I mean, that flew that one, discount it, and it's a good group. That's a good group. So that's 100 yards. Here's the MDRX again. I said hard jams times 6, gave up. Stuffed bullet down cases times 10, so it was more. So here's the groups on that. You can see different loads fired. I was unimpressed with the 77 grain shooting out of this platform. I thought it would be much better. It is a 1-7 twist, I do believe. Should be able to stabilize that, but this is probably more the accuracy that most guys are getting. But those groups aren't made up that I'm showing you. They're very good. Back to the gas system. So interestingly, if you're going to gas a gun, you want to gas it like just right. You have adjustable gas system here. You want just enough to actuate the gun. Now, when you have this plate on, the shoot panel, have to keep looking at the name of it, the shoot panel on, you're going to need more gas to get things done. Make sure I'm putting in the right orientation.
Fingernail knob goes to the rear.
Wherever, just say it, pretend it's right. So when that's on, you need more gas. When this is off, you need less, and you can actually, as I understand it, I'm not the expert, you can down tune your gun with your gas adjustment system to make it recoil less. And in subsequent generations, they did change the gas system. They press fit the gas seal onto the barrel so there's no more blow-by. I can't believe there was blow-by to begin with, to be honest.
Yeah.
I really can't. When I heard that, I was like, I've shot so many piston guns and AR-15s. I've never heard that being an issue unless it's a build. Someone did a build. But anyways, they were honest about it and said, hey, we're getting blow-by. He gets blow-by all the time, by the way. Just saying. So they press fit the gas block. They changed the gas port, so it's chamfered now, and it's not shaving copper, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, good on Desert Tech for doing that. Good on them for coming forward. Your generation of MDRX may have these, and if not, I think you can get most of them. I'm not so sure about the gas port, though.
Yeah, there was one they mentioned, like a Picatinny rail over the gas block, and that's been done away with, too. Too finicky.
How did it shoot overall? So I told you about the jams. That to me is a showstopper. Dead in the water. When I saw that, and that was shooting at a table, no dirt, no water, no mud, no peanut butter, jammed into the system. Dead in the water. From that, I was like, no, especially at the price point. This is not an inexpensive gun. It should rock and roll. How about shooting it? I did not enjoy shooting it. I'm not going to lie. Did you?
I didn't hate it. It was all right.
It was okay. Mainly for me, the weight. The weight was just obnoxious. The slick forend, yes, I may have liked it better had to put a vertical grip on there. That's on me. Sorry. I will say, and I wrote it down on one of the targets, that I felt it was rather smooth in shooting.
I will say I hate it. That's a sincere hatred. There's no way in hell I'd ever run this gun. I don't like the forend. You need a VG on it. Trigger's okay. Don't like the safety. Don't like the mag release. Don't like the weight. Don't like the cost. Don't like the tactical elitism. I don't like this bullshit right here where you have empty cases coming out.
You don't like that this is all metal?
No, I don't. I don't like anything about it, really. It's smooth. Other than that, it's total horseshit.
I guess it does have ports on the top.
It has what?
It's got like 3 ports for compensation there, I guess.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Muzzle rise. Cute.
Would you sell the gun immediately, dude. I hate it.
So the big question is, would you rather have this MDR or a Toyota Tercel with 144,000 miles and a bad paint job?
I'll take this because I'll sell it and get money out of it.
That
and I
Tercel
could get
could be a
more out of this
collectible
than I
one
can
day.
the Tercel. At least until my review posts, and then maybe not so much. Hated it.
A performance.
Well, it's
Yeah.
a 308 shooting a tiny round in comparison.
Yeah, it's a 308 platform shooting a 5.56 in weight and in some way size. So shooting dynamics, accuracy, I thought was above average. I thought reliability in field was good. It was normal on the table. It was atrocious. Go figure. I don't know why. Was it something I did? I can't. I didn't mess with the gas system. As the TNPer has it, I didn't touch it. It was reliable. And even after the table, I never changed the gas system. Actually, I should be pointing here. I don't think so. If you want to blame me, you go ahead. Would you buy a $2,250 Desert Tech MDRX tactical doodle? Yeah, I wouldn't either. Loki, I advise you sell it. I'm going to be honest. Just get rid of it. Is it an awful weapon system? No, it's not. And I'm still going to give kudos to Desert Tech for doing it. It's difficult to make a good weapon system. But damn, dude, I'm in this over $2,000 or thereabouts. Maybe you get a deal on it. You get it for $1,900, $1,800. That's still a lot of money.
Yeah.
Dude, I would go for I'd just go for the Jackal. I mean, yeah, we went out and purchased a Jackal for review. This is our PSA Jackal 10.5-inch barrel. Show the paper. Piston driven, very small, compact. Yeah, ballistically not as much, about 25, 50 feet per second. Look at that. That's out of a 10.5-inch Jackal. Dude, now granted, I didn't have this excellent SLX scope on it, 3 power. That's really the calling for this PSA pistol. Look at that. That's better than this Bullpup that we're reviewing right now. And if you think about it, let's get real. Systems-wise, we're talking about the same philosophy of use, right? A super compact gun, perhaps special purpose. Now, this is what, 28 inches overall length, your Bullpup? And yeah, I have my brace folded right now. And yes, this is not as ballistically as efficient. I will give you that. But still, dude, for the ranges that you would realistically be using this at, probably inside 50 yards with those damn communist chipmunks, who cares? Who cares? I'd rather go with this right now. And by the way, I didn't hear about PSA complaining about any gas blow-by on their barrel, nor in shooting the Jackal did I have any of this.
Okay, guys, mea culpa on
bro.
the C8 Corvette. It's really great. I have about 40% pressure loss in pistons 5 and 6, but you know what? We're learning, okay?
Where did that suppressed AR-15 go?
Right here, right behind us.
Hold that up because we'll show comparisons. So, super quick, I want to show the Tavor real quick. Tavor, we talked about features. I like this magazine release so much better. Look at how big the action release right here. And then you have this big portion right here for stability. So there's certain stances that we talked about that you can get more stability with your Tavor on. And here's that forward-mounted charging handle. I like better. It's angled. This is a war-proven machine right here in combat.
Free of your optics.
Yes, not super lightweight, not super accurate. But notice we haven't sold it.
Yeah.
If it sucked, it would be gone. Here it is as a competitive option. And by the way, this is a Strike Eagle 1-6, link below. There you go, link below. That's an Aero Precision mount in there. What a great gun. The Tavor, oh my gosh, I just love the Tavor. It's just a nasty, nasty Bullpup. Show them that AR-15. So this is coming out of the Wolverine, our side-by-side. It's assigned to the Wolverine for wild dogs, believe it or not, because we have wild dogs in our area of operations. I will say this is a long overall length gun, albeit I have this completely extended and a suppressor on it. Hold your Bullpup up. This is where Bullpup, guys, I'm going to side with you just for a minute. They're saying, hey, overall length going around cramped confines, a Bullpup is superior. I give you that. It is. Me, I like doing everything kind of up here, not back here. I've talked about it a lot with my Bullpup reviews. But AR-15, baby. How about you? Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, they're cool in like a sci-fi fun battle rifle type of way, but just driving around in the little ATV, because when we do that, we'll move from point to point sometimes, and I'll handle them and get a feel for how it is when you get in and out. It really kind of gets you into the system.
Yeah.
It's still hefty. It's kind of like big and blocky,
Yeah.
so when you're squeezing in, I don't know. Didn't really sell me on the whole vehicle-born bullpup.
Now, the MDRX configured for a 308 is like, in a 16-inch barrel, it's like 8.7 pounds naked. That's a lot, but to be fair, it's in the same ballpark as a Kel-Tec.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then the 20-inch is 9.5 pounds. Holy cow, that's a lot. I'm really thinking the Wolverine, the WLVRN, is going to be a really big step and leap over this gun.
It's when it hits its stride.
Mm-hmm. And I hope to review it. So if you get that gun, please let me know in comment. You have to be either in Evanston, Wyoming area, Salt Lake area for me to get it. Other than that, it's not worth it. I'm not having you ship it to me. Forget it. See, I don't do gun shipping no more.
The cool thing is you can tell it's a passion project. If you are into this, watch the video.
Which I admire. I love that it's a passion project.
That's what really turned me around when he's talking about why he put this slot in there. He's like, I like doing the HK slap, so I made sure my gun had it.
I like that.
All right, cool. Now we're getting somewhere.
Some of our best things that we use in life their passion projects.
Yeah.
The Glock is that way from Gadsden. It's like, it's a passion project, and it's a dude's vision.
He loves
one dude's
Glocks, dowel rods for drapes, and horse semen.
Horse semen. Okay, so anywho, it's kind of a negative review on the MDRX. We would not buy one. We would not integrate it into our weapon system at all. It's too damn heavy. It is accurate, but it has some serious reliability quirks that may or may not raise their head with you. In other words, I can pretty much guarantee you when I give this gun back to Loki, the TNP donor, he's probably going to shoot it, probably all the 60 rounds that he's probably shot it before he gave it to me, and not have any problems with it. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I just bring the data to the camera. There you have it. The Desert Tech, first Desert Tech ever reviewed in the Nothing Fancy project. I hope to do more. So they have that Trek 22, which looks fantastic. It's a 1022.
Awesome. Yeah.
I want one of those. The DT Quattro 15, the SRS, the bolt gun. I want to review that.
The bolt gun looks cool too.
And the HTI. I'd like to review all of them, but I don't want to get the guns directly from Desert Tech. And by the way, Gunnies doesn't carry any of these. Otherwise, you would have seen the reviews already. Anything else to add? Anything I missed?
Really. A little too expensive for me. But
how about the weight, though? The weight, every time I pick this up, I feel like I need to be in the gym a lot. It's so damn heavy.
I feel like you need to construct a real elaborate rationale to own it. No, see, so it's a 308, and then this is our trainer configuration in 5.56.
Like I said, it would make a lot more sense getting the 308 version, getting the conversion kit for 5.56. That makes way more sense to me than getting a 5.56 and just leaving it in this weight, because you're carrying around 1.5 pounds more than you need to. Especially over a system like this. Although I will say this Jackal is not exactly lightweight. What's my weight on that? It's I think 6'11" with nothing on it.
It weighs about
but
as
that's
much
a 10.5-inch barrel. This is a 16-inch barrel.
That's that classic milled block of Mechanicus.
It's a monolithic receiver, which I do not like.
All these pistols are that way, though.
By the way, PSA's coming out with a Gen 2 Jackal. I think it's going to be a huge improvement, albeit you're probably going to lose the very FN Scar-esque appearance, which is the second cool thing with a lot of dudes.
It looks more like a Masada now.
That's what I'm saying. I love the looks of this one. It's fantastic. Watch for the review. I did a SSE on this already. We'll review it, and we're done. Make sure you subscribe. Be a long-term donor. Short-term donors, and even worse, our non-paying donors really don't help produce this content. Thank you very much. Thanks, TD.
It's better than nothing.
See you soon.